The 1945 Hiroshima bombing left survivors with keloid scars, raised marks from intense heat and radiation. These painful scars symbolize their resilience, urging us to remember the past. Cher Ami, American military homing pigeon used by the U.S. Army Signal Corps during World War I, 1914-18. The bird is credited with carrying a message that saved members of the U.S. In an underground surgery room, behind the front lines on Bougainville, an American Army doctor operates on a U.S. soldier wounded by a Japanese sniper. December 13, 1943. On December 13, 1943, an American Army doctor performed surgery on a U.S. soldier wounded by a Japanese sniper in an underground Bougainville operating room, amid the chaos of battle. Nurses attend a patient who is receiving electroconvulsive therapy, ECT, to cure depression, at a mental hospital in England, November 1946. Kurt Hutton Getty, National Fire Service on War Production, War Work in a Fire Station, London, England, UK, 1943. Firemen of the NFS at a fire station. In December 1943, Aussie soldiers in New Guinea celebrated Christmas amid the hardships of World War II, sharing drinks and moments of camaraderie, marking the holiday with what little they had. The second largest civil insurrection in American history took place in the middle of the largest, when, during the Civil War, in United States history, past March 3, 1863. In 1911, a family in South Ohio experienced a moment of excitement as they welcomed their very first machine-powered washing machine. In the early 1870s, the Wells Fargo Express office at Cisco, California, was a vital part of the bustling gold rush-era economy, located in the rugged and remote Sierra Nevada foothills. 7 feet 3 inches Jacob Nacken, 221 centimeters, the tallest German soldier of WW2, chatting with 5 feet 7 inches, 170 centimeters, Eddie Worth, AP photographer with the wartime still picture pool. In 1946, flying to New York was still a far cry from today's modern air travel. Long flights, limited comfort, and slower speeds made it a much different experience. In 1909, at Cook County Hospital in Chicago, Santa Claus brought joy to a sick child, delivering gifts in a heartwarming gesture of kindness. Amidst the sterile hospital environment, May Ruth Snyder, January 12, 1928, was an American murderer. Her execution in the electric chair at New York Sing Sing prison in 1928 for the murder of her husband. Not torture. This dentistry. China 1920. Getting to the roots of dentistry in ancient China, it wasn't as rudimentary as you might think. Also not torture. Electric bath 1900. The very same instrument we're still torturing ourselves with more than 100 years later. Lunatic's chair given to patients who had poor behavior or wild outbursts in a Dutch mental hospital in 1938. In the 1920s, the United States-Mexico border was far less developed than today, with limited infrastructure and fewer security measures. The inscription reads, "Behold the tomb of Aeolus, the cheerful little dog, whose loss to fleeting fate pained me beyond measure. Coming to work on the Oregon Trunk Bridge, Central Oregon, Crooked River. Rope ladder 320 feet high." Picture taken around 1905 to 10. 1976. Worker repainting the face of Custom House Towers clock in Boston. Max Schreck relaxing behind the scenes. Count Orlok from the film Nosferatu 1922. Halloween wall print. Black and white poster. Creepy art. Korean mother embraces her son, a prisoner of war who escaped his North Korean POW camp which ended the widespread fighting of the Korean War, 1953. Jenapil, the last wife of the last Mongol Khan, is a woman shrouded in mystery yet one whose story has endured. She was queen consort for less than a year in 1924. Inhabitants of St. Kilda, Outer Hebrides, Scotland, 1926. The islands had been inhabited since antiquity, but would be evacuated in 1930. Big image. Dina Sani-Char's life was one of tragedy and isolation. Discovered as a young boy in the Indian jungle, he had been raised by wolves and struggled to adapt to human society.